started as journalists and felt the media wasn't doing enough. At the time, our democracy needed a media protected from political or economic interests, and there was need for reporting that is different. So we decided to form an independent newsroom that would hold power to account, expose wrongdoing.
It's been challenging running this new initiative in Lesotho, mainly because we came in as investigative journalists, but we had to make sure that the organization has funds to run itself. So the main predicament was raising funds and ensuring that the center becomes a sustainable and impactful unit. So we, together with my team, I think we are here where we are today because of their strength and their ability to work hand in hand with everyone else.
5 years later, we have been working on various stories and reporting things that were never reported before in Lesotho, supporting the media landscape and making it stronger as an independent newsroom on investigative journalism.
While we are doing investigative journalism in Lesotho, our core responsibility is also to impart the skills we have with our fellow journalists locally. So we are doing that by having them here as fellows at MNN Center for Investigative Journalism, where they learn on the job. We also send them to our partners in the IJ Hub. They either go to MNNCIJ Center for Investigative Journalism or they go to any other center. I'll make an example of one of our interns who is currently in Namibia, housed by the Namibian, where he's learning and honing his skills in documentaries, videos, and all that.
The MNN Center of Investigative Journalism has a WhatsApp group in which they invited journalists from around the country to apply for the fellowship, 3 months fellowship. I applied like everybody else and I was selected to partake in a 3 months course with the MNNCIJ Center of Investigative Journalism, which is sponsored by the IJ Hub.
I'm an investigative journalist. I was introduced to Betha by the MNN Managing Director, who encouraged me to apply for the fellowship in 2021. My work from January until December 2022 is to investigate how the Lesotho government and its partners are balancing or trying to find a balance between profits and protection of water sources, with particular interest on, as we know that Lesotho has water in abundance, but many communities that live within areas that one would believe have water in abundance, they do not have access to clean water. So from January until now, we've managed to trace why those individuals, mostly rural communities, don't have access to water.
We managed to set up a regional body that was responsible for fundraising for its member centers. That is the IJ Hub that is based in South Africa, with its membership made of the MNN Center for Investigative Journalism in Lesotho, the Amabungani in South Africa, the Makende in Zambia, the Namibian in Namibia, and Inhlasi in Swaziland, and finally Platform for Investigative Journalism in Malawi. I think MNN Center for Investigative Journalism has played its role in changing the lives of our indigenous communities. We may talk of main projects either by from the government or the cooperatives. We talk of the extractive industry, the mines in the highlands, where you're going to find our the remotest villages, and the projects like the Lesotho Highlands Water Project. These are key government projects or private projects that are very expensive and making lots of money for their proponents, but the impact on the ground to the people is most of the time ignored, if not addressed.
I was able to learn quite a lot in relation to developing an investigative piece. I worked on a piece regarding the Lesotho's airport tender, which was awarded a company that is liquidated in South Africa. The story continues to make an impact even today, because just last month, a conglomerate of Lesotho contractors sued the government for awarding the tender to a liquidated South African company. The litigation is still ongoing in the courts of law of Lesotho even at this very moment, which means the airport process has been put on hold.
In most cases, the local media do not give priority to communities that are affected by stories. But working with the Patising and Maloraning people, as well as Gao, have taught me that there's a wealth of knowledge from our communities about our water sources.
If I look back from where we started to where we are today, looking at the challenges that we had then and how we managed nonetheless, I think with the systems that we have created, MNN as an organization stands to grow further and continue to impact on people's life. Most of our fellows whom we have hosted here or regionally, they are doing so well in their publications.